Are you looking for some new reads? Join me and I'll show you 10 books coming out this March 2018. Let's go. What's up guys, Shay coming at you with a brand new Read With Me Friday. I thought I'd do it a little bit different today because I'm pretty sure you're tired of looking at my same drab white walls, which I haven't done anything with, and I have to do something about it because it does get kind of blah. But I figured we would do a little get ready with me, what's new in YA. Every first Friday-ish, we do a list of the new books that are coming out to you each month. This March, there are around 47 books coming out. So we're gonna pick the 10 that are most likely gonna be read by me. So, let's go. So the first book I want to talk about is actually Illuminae Files. I don't usually do this, like go in the middle of a series and recommend a book, but I have read this series called Illuminae Files. The first book is Illuminae. The second book is, I don't remember, but the third book of the series is coming out this month, which I'm very, very excited about because I truly adore the Illuminae file. It's called Obsidio. And Obsidio is a continuing story of a terrorist attack on citizens of the universe by a corporation who is trying to control the amount of a certain rock that they find on certain asteroids and things. The first book dealt with the destruction of an outer planet, and this girl Kate and her boyfriend were basically the only survivors basically left. And then the pursuit, it carried on throughout a ship in which the boy, her boyfriend's mother, was the leader, and she, well, I don't want to spoil it. If you want to read it, I suggest you start with Illuminae, and then it moves on to a space station where the general's daughter gets caught up in the middle of all of this thing where they're trying to destroy everything, and then they meet up with Kate and her boyfriend. In the third instance, the girl Kate and her boyfriend, what is it? Ezra. The girl Kate and the boy Ezra, and both the Hannah, the daughter of the general, and the boy that saved her, Nick, they all end up having to go back to the place called Carenza, which was destroyed, and they don't know what they're gonna find back in Carenza after the destruction 7 months later. So they have to go back there. So in this one, she's gonna go find Asha, her cousin, who has been there and survived the whole first attack. And Asha has joined the resistance on the ground. That's basically, we're gonna focus mostly on Asha in this story, and her coming through and finding out that somebody that she used to be with, her ex-boyfriend Reese, is on the other side, and navigating through that. These books are freaking amazing. I recommend you going back and reading Illuminae and Gemini, which is the second book. Before going on to this, these books were written by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. Obsidio comes out on March 13th. I'm taking you back to space with the next one. The next book I want to talk about is actually Atlas Fallen. It is a first of a series because, as you know, that's how I do. I really do like to encourage series, and this one's supposed to be the first of a series of a space station thing about a girl named Tesla. She's a very promising young woman who has a high rank in her cadet academy, got a very good promising career in the military. But her father is deemed a traitor, and all of a sudden she is stripped off of her rank and it's starting to work in the life of crime down in the underground, and is forced to like fight robots for her life basically. And one time she loses, that means the crime lord who she works for is gonna come after her, and she knows her days on the Atlas station is over. But somebody else comes in. He comes in for the town's centennial, and he comes not only for the centennial, but he's trying to take down some kind of terrorist plot. So he needs somebody who knows the station really well, and he finds Tesla. I mean, she doesn't have much to lose. She just needs to strike a deal. So they get together and they start to uncover the things and the plots for the terrorists, and they find out that everything is not as it seems, like every other YA novel. But at least we learned something, right? Atlas Fallen is written by Jessica Pierce, and it comes out on March 27th, 2018. Anyway, I'm gonna go take a shower. I'll be right back. So the next book is a little bit naughty, which is great that I'm doing this in the shower naked. Okay, it is called Indecent, which I am. Indecent is a book that it pushes the envelope really far. It blurs the lines of what is right and what is wrong, and I know it pushes a lot of boundaries. About a girl named Alana. I don't remember the girl's name. That's bad. But this girl has grown up in New York watching Catholic schoolgirls and just being really attracted to the prep school life. And so once she graduates from college, she begins to work immediately at a prep school. She's been asked to go in and work as a teacher. So now she's very young, you know, she's got to be around 22, 23. And she starts working at this prep school, and she's never really dated much, and she has no experience really teaching. So she's thrown into this place where the hormones are ridiculous, and then there's this boy who starts like flirting with her like relentlessly, and he and her begin this illicit affair, and she doesn't know that she's in danger of losing her job. She doesn't realize how much she's falling into this dangerous spot, and it pushes the limit of victimhood. Like, okay, he's been the one that's pursuing her. I mean, he's probably 18. Let's face it, because you know there are some grown people that go to school in high school. He's probably 18, and she's not that much older than him, but she's a teacher. He is a student, and she doesn't realize that she's doing things that might be illegal, and we're going to talk about consent and stuff. So I find the whole thing very interesting indeed. So Indecent, written by Corinne Sullivan, comes out on March 6th. The next book I want to talk about is called And She Was by Jessica Verdi. This book is really about this girl who finds her birth certificate. She's always lived sheltered with her mother, and she finds this birth certificate, and she sees two names that she doesn't know in this thing, and she finds out that her mother is transgender, and that the name on her father's side, that's actually her mother Melly, and her mother who gave birth to her actually passed away. Sarah goes off to find the extended family she never met, and she finds out little by little about her mom. And I think that's like the first trans book I've ever wanted to read. How do you keep that from your child for so long? This book by Jessica Verdi comes out on March 27th, 2018. The next book is called In Search of Us by Eva Delaria. So In Search of Us is a story of both a mother and a daughter at the age of 17. It's about this girl who wants to find out more about her father, who her mother has told her has died a long time ago, like when she was born. But some extended relative finds her and tells her that in reality her dad is actually not dead. So she goes out and tries to find her father. So while this is happening, while we're telling the story of the daughter trying to find her father, we also learn about her mother when she was 17 and falling in love with this boy. And it's interracial. Her mom's white and her father is an African-American man. And we find out the story of them both. In Search of Us comes out on March 6th. The next book is called The Exact Opposite of Okay. and it is about this girl, Izzy O'Neill, who is an orphan and is trying to live her life and become an aspiring comic. And so she has a reputation in the school for being a major slut. So she decides to take her sex life and make it on her own terms. But it's really just a book about bullying and how we shouldn't tolerate it and stuff like that. So it's a timely book. It's a timely novel. The exact opposite of Okay by Laura Stevens comes out on March 8th. Next book, it's called In Her Skin. In Her Skin is a book about Jo Chastain, who is a con artist, and she's been living in the streets for years, and so she is looking for the heist of her life by taking on the life of a missing girl who disappeared when she was 4 years old. The girl's name was Vivienne Ware, and she returned to this family called the Lovecrafts, who are incredibly wealthy. And as she takes on Vivienne's life, she starts to discover that everything at the Lovecrafts is not what it seems. I'm guessing they know exactly who has Vivi and they are responsible for it, but that's interesting. That's weird. But anyway, yeah, basically Jo is finding out that Vivi's disappearance wasn't all black and white, and so it's up to her whether she wants to stay there and solve the mystery and or run away from the danger that she is currently finding herself in. In Her Skin by Kim Savage comes out on March 27th. The next book is called Jin by Sang Chroma, and basically Jin is about a girl who has lived her entire life not knowing that she was involved in a different world. There are people in this world and in a different world that they require watchers, and she is one of them. And so she's lived her life not knowing this. Her grandmother was overprotective and would move them around every few years or so, and not allowing her really to make any friends. Finally, she ended up in a town called Sykesville and entered Sykesville High School. And then there were people in the town that was starting to disappear, and the monsters that she found, that she saw in her dreams, would start becoming a reality. And then she starts to see all of the battle around her from this world and the other world. Jin comes out on March 20th. Look for that. Won't be doing that again. I ended up having to rush out and get to work because I was getting there late. But here we are. Let me get all the lights on. And the next book I'm going to talk about is called The Final Six, which is actually already optioned to be a movie. Like, it hasn't even come out and already it's going to be a movie. So this has got to be dope. It's actually a story about 6 kids who are competing in an international race to be the last 6 people that will go out and try to find a place that we can inhabit in outer space, because the climate change in the earth has made it dangerous for us to live here. So they will go to Europa, who is the 6th moon of Jupiter, to see if they can settle there and endure. So it's a story about Leo. He's an Italian championship swimmer, and then another girl named Naomi from California. She's a science genius. They're competing and they become part of this final 6 who will be scouting Europa. And that sounds like so interesting. I hope it's a series, but I don't know. It's a book that is being optioned for a movie. Like, it's already been picked up and stuff. So this is gonna be lit. I am ready to read. The Final Six was written by Alexander Monier, and it will come out on March 6th. The last book we have is actually a book by Anna. She wrote A Step from Heaven. So I'm really excited about that. So this book is the story of Grace. She is daughter of a woman who has had schizophrenia for years. And within the battle of schizophrenia, one time she disappeared. She completely left, afraid that she was going to hurt her child and her husband. So speaking of which, her husband was actually a researcher trying to research the disease and trying to figure out how to best help people with this imbalance. So Grace, actually devastated by the fact that her mother has left, has been trying to get herself, learn about the disease herself, and she volunteers in the lab where her father works. Then she begins to feel the effects of the disease, and she is now falling or succumbing into schizophrenia. So it's a story about mental illness, which sounds very interesting. And since I like her writing style, it's probably a book that I will pick up as well. A Place Between Breaths comes out on March 6th. Thank you for joining me at this Read With Me Friday. I hope you enjoyed or want to read, or I enticed you to read one of these books. Check the description down below for the links for these books, and all the links will be available there. I hope that you like this video and share with your friends, because sharing is caring, and nothing is better than sharing a beautiful, juicy book. Hit the subscribe button down below to subscribe for more videos like these, because writing is my passion. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know of any books that you have read, or any books that you want me to feature, even if it is your book, because you are the author. Leave that comment, because if I don't know, there's no way I'm gonna find you. Check out my last video up here, and check out my other Read With Me Friday videos down below here. Here you will find other books that have come out in January and February. And that is all for today. I hope you have a great week, and see you again on Monday with a Vlogging Monday. Until next time, much love. Bye.